Okay, I think I have this all set up right. Hi guys. Um Happy Wednesday, happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate it. I hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, so this is my first stream in I didn't count how many months, but I think my last stream was in June of last year. So, it's been quite a while. But, yeah, I decided that I wanted to come back, um, for a few reasons. One was, I just got, inspired to do it again. And also, here, let me turn up the music a little more. I think it's fine. It's not gonna drown me out. But I will also be telling you where that music is from in just a bit, um, because I want to talk about that among the many other things that I want to talk about today. But yeah, so I guess I should show you guys my new model first. Or well, I don't know if it should be called a model. Technically, I don't know. Is it a model? Is it not a model? I don't know. It's technically a model. It's a model as much as I can make right now. So, I'm just going to call it a model. Yeah, let me go ahead and open that file then. I'm gonna have to close this one, so I think my avatar will be disappearing for a few seconds. So just fair warning for that. Why are you freezing? No, don't freeze on me. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then I just have to open the other one and it should pop up. Come on, where are you? Oh, there you are! Yeah, so this is my new model. So they're a bit of a work in progress still, but as far as the base stuff goes, like the animation for blinking and talking and everything like that, they're done in that aspect. Hang on, I feel like she's a little small, or not small, but big actually. There we go, that's a little better. So now you can see the cute little console, handheld console that I have. This, so this is the gaming version of the model. I also plan to have one with a drawing tablet as well. And so this model's deal, here, let me turn myself down. I think I'm a little loud. I don't know. It just looks like it's peaking a little bit on the thing, but yeah, so this model's deal is that she, they, it, whatever pronouns really, they are gonna be a shapeshifter. So, what I plan on having is I plan on having a mask version of this model as well, a masculine version, and hopefully somewhere down the line I'm going to be able to have like possibly different animal shapes, and like other features like horns, for example, and maybe different style of wings. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, I just thought those could be cool ideas for, say, channel point redeems when I do finally get the access to that. Um, yeah, so like toggling horns on and off, toggling wings on and off, toggling mask versus femme model. The only thing is, I'm not sure if I can do that very smoothly within ViadoTube, which is what I'm using right now. I've seen it done very, like, smoothly in things like VTube Studio, but I don't have VTube Studio, and also I don't know how VTube Studio exactly works with 2D models, if you have to rig them, or if you can do more of like what this does, which is more simple and less complicated to approach. So yeah, it's just a lot of planning and like working out stuff, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, also the model design can change, but that's partly why I made her a shapeshifter, is so that those model design changes can be kind of explained away by, like, I just felt like this different thing. Character-wise, anyway. Excuse me while I take a drink, 1 second. But yeah. So, I did want to show you guys also the concept art for my model, because I don't think that I've shown that publicly yet. And if I did, I don't know how many people have seen it, so... where is it again? It is in here, okay. Oh, I also have a few new alerts that I do want to show you guys as well. Okay, so I have that up, so hopefully this will work. Yay, there we go! Awesome. So, let me see if I can move this a little over. Yeah, because you guys don't really need to see the tools or anything. I also don't want a black screen. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Carla, hello! Yeah, new model reveal! Yeah, I'm really happy about it. I was just showing off the concept art that I did. So, as you can see, there's a few different styles that I was looking at. Mask and femme. I think I nailed the hairstyles down that I wanted. But yeah, you can see, at first I was like, ooh, should I do a tail? I still kind of like the tail idea. I think I'm gonna keep that. But I'm not sure if I want to do it in my PNG model, because the PNG model for right now, anyway, is, it's a or not shoulders up, but like, it's a, as you can see, it's just the torso, the upper torso, for simplicity reasons. Also because I don't really need the full model right now. But yeah, so as you can see, I was experimenting with colors, and I actually was going to do black scleras at first, but then I was like, I don't know. Because I didn't really want white scleras because it blended in with the skin tone. And so I was like, I don't know. And then I finally decided on yellow ones because they still looked nice with the eye color and everything. But yeah, I did mention also that I did a few alerts. Let me see if I can do those. Failed to load module, why? Oh, okay, here we go. Edit alerts. Okay, I think if I send test alert, that'll... It looks great, I love all the iterations. Thank you! Thank you! Let me see, where is the test alert button? Yeah, let me just minimize this window just so that I can see if the test alert also works. Send test alert? Oh, what? Did that not? Oh, I know why. It's because I don't have... It's because I don't have them set up yet. I forgot that I needed to, like, put the URL in and everything. Oh, wait, I do have an alerts thing here, but it's for the other one. It's for Stream Elements instead. Let me just change the URL on that. Copy that. Paste. Yeah, that should be it. Okay. Now it might work. Send test alert. Oh, it does work! It's very small, though. Okay. Actually... Okay, I did not... Oh, that's there. Okay. Okay, let's put that there. And then... Should be over there. Yeah, there we go. That's better. But yeah, you can see that you can see that I did a little little thing for the alerts. Cuz I did kind of want to have customizable alerts as well. Or customized alerts. What else did I do? I think I did one for raids as well. Yeah, I did. This one's an animated one. Very cute. I am gonna have to figure out the sizing though, I think. And also the text text color. I didn't think about that either. But yeah. So I made a few alerts, so that was very fun. Yeah, so far it's just follows and raids, because I don't have the qualifications for subscriptions or cheering or anything like that yet, but it's a start. It's a start. Let's see. What else? Oh, that's right. I don't think I've streamed since I started my comic, so I figured I'd also show you that. Hopefully it kept me logged in. Yay, it did. Okay. So then I'm gonna go ahead and switch over. Should I switch over to gaming? Yeah, maybe. Display capture. Oh god. Okay, so I don't think... Yeah, okay, I don't think I have... Where is the window capture one? Oh, right down here. Okay. Yeah, just create new. Oh yeah, and Firefox. Yeah, that's what I want. Yay! Oh, and it's... Why is it above? Oh, there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so, I keep moving that instead of what I actually want to move. Come on. Move what I actually want to move. Thank you. But yeah, so I have been working on a fantasy action comic called Finding Balance. I have 3 episodes out so far, which means let's see, 16 pages. And yeah, it's been an interesting journey, honestly. I've learned a lot about like comic making and just like figuring out what's it called, page layouts and things like that. But it's also been an excuse to exercise my writing skills and also my art skills as well. So yeah, it's been fun. I am currently working on episode 4, which is going to be I want to say 4 or 5 pages. In fact, let me check the script for a second so that I can confirm that, because I have all of the pages noted out in the script. Let me see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, next one is gonna be 5 pages. So it's gonna be 17 through 22, I think, if I'm doing that math right. 17, 18, 19, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh no, 21. If we include 17 in that. So yeah, 21. 17 to 21. But yeah, let me just show you what I've published so far. And I don't know if I've seen a huge change in my art style so far, but I've noticed that in like other webcomics I've read, the style does change gradually over time as the pages get published, which makes sense, to be honest. It's never a drastic change from episode to episode, but it's just general and gradual, and it's interesting to, like, look at. Like, once you've read the entire thing, for example, and then you go back and you look at the first pages and you go, oh my gosh, wow, you know? This looked a lot different before. Like, you can still tell that it's the artist's style. It's just different. And I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, so... yeah, as you can see... yeah, there's been a lot of evolution with how I've understood comics and comic layouts and stuff over the years. I actually took a comics class in college as well, so that helped me understand it a bit better too. I feel like you can kind of tell where I got a little bit lazy with the backgrounds and stuff, but like I've seen people make simple backgrounds work very well, so and it's a thing of, like, work smarter, not harder, honestly. Well, actually, no. It's a matter of work smart and hard, I think. Because you can make simple backgrounds work. You just have to, like, know how to make them work. But yeah, it's been a very fun time, and I don't know if I'd say that this is my absolute favorite version of this story that I've made, but it is the one that's motivated me a lot to continue it, I guess, because I think I've had this world and these characters for a long while now. Pretty much since high school I've had them. And this started out as a written story that I quote-unquote finished, but it wasn't really long enough to be a proper book when I looked at it when it was done. So I don't know, I feel like I might have rushed the storyline a bit when I was just, like, writing it as a book. And I'm trying not to do that with this. I mean, hopefully it's working. It doesn't seem too rushed to me, but I'm also not really done with the story itself. Like, I'm a good way in. I always am trying to keep ahead of... oh, and that's it until the next one. But yeah, I am always trying to keep ahead of the like the pages I draw with the ones I write. And there are small last minute changes to dialogue and stuff as well sometimes. But they're never that major. Like, they're not story changing or anything. So yeah, I don't know if that's the best way to do it, and not having had it written out all the way before starting the actual drawing process, but I don't know, I'm impatient. So, but it's working out so far for me, and I think as long as I keep a good enough pace with writing versus drawing out the pages, I should be okay. It's worked for me so far, so yeah, we'll see. I may change up that process at some point. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that is my that is my shilling out for the day. I think. Let me see. Let's go back over here. Do I have any other art? Is that the only... Oh! I do also have a new offline screen. Yeah, let me open that too, because you'll be able to see it when the stream's over, but why not see it now? Ta-da. Wait, no, where's the text? Or did I add that in afterwards and then... Oh yeah, I think I added it in afterwards and then saved it as a PNG. So, it's probably... that's why it's not showing up, but... It's basically just an offline, see you soon type of text, so... it's not anything super fancy, but yeah. Yeah, and she's, I do want to experiment with this model with, like, makeup stuff and everything like that, too. Because I feel like there are, like, several different makeup styles that would look very nice. And yeah, I like drawing my characters with makeup. Yeah. But I'm pretty proud of this. I think I did this... I remember I did this from a reference. But yeah, this is all done by hand. I don't think any of it was traced. I doubt... No. No, I don't remember having to trace any of it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I traced any of it. I might have traced the model for just the sketch, but I think the rest of it, yeah, the rest of it is non-traced. So, yeah. But yeah, that to say, tracing things is fine, as long as you don't claim them as your own, you know, if you do publish them. And, it's also okay to do for, reference sketches. But beyond that, don't, you know, don't trace something completely and then claim it is your own work, because that is not true. But yeah. That is all I wanted to show, I believe, for art stuffs and OC, concept art and everything like that. Yeah, so I do plan to have a lot more for this model. It's just not quite here yet, but it will be here. It's just that I've been working on several projects at once, my comic being one of them, as well as working and stuff like that, so I've been quite busy. But yeah, one of the final things I wanted to show you guys, by the way, I forgot to mention the stream is going to be a little short because A, it is Valentine's Day, and B, I don't want to, like, wear myself out too much, for, like, because I have not streamed in months, so, yeah, I just want to take it a little slower at first. I'm gonna try for 2-hour streams at first, see how I feel from there, because honestly 2 hours is pretty much my limit, my personal limit, so at least for right now. We'll see how it works in the future. But it's just the amount of sitting down. It's hard for me to do that for a extended period of time. Without, like, you know, doing something else. So, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start with 2-hour increments on what did I say again? Thursdays and Sundays? I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that real quick. I know I pinned it on my Twitter and I believe my Tumblr too, so. Yes, I did say Thursdays and Sundays. Okay. So Thursdays I usually completely have off of work, so those will be 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. PST. And then Sundays I'm going to do afternoon streams because I usually have work in the morning, but it's usually only a 4 to 5 hour work day. So I'm able to stream those afternoons most days as well. Like I said on the stream schedule itself, it is subject to change, so yeah, that could be changing, but I will let you know when and if it does. So yeah, let me see. Oh, I just realized I completely forgot to I completely forgot to let Instagram know. I'm so bad at, like, promoting myself on Instagram. I just don't really, like, do much on Instagram besides, like, look at other people's posts. Like, I just don't really post on there very much. And I probably should, because I want, you know, I want my content to reach as many people as possible. Oh, I forgot I still had that up. But let me actually show you guys where this lovely music is coming from. Ta-da! So, this is a game that I found out about a few, I want to say at least about a week ago. It's called Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions, and essentially what it is it's, I believe the creators dubbed it a gamified, what was it, gamified study? Hang on, I'm gonna look at their Steam page because I actually forget now. What was it? Store page. Gamified focus tool set to soothing lo-fi soundtrack. That's what it. Okay, yeah. So it's a gamified focus tool. So I just wanted to show you guys all the cool stuff that this game has besides the music, which is, by the way, stream friendly. It's non-copyright. And right now, so I should mention, this is the demo. The actual game is planning to come out in April, which I am very excited for, by the way. But yeah, so all of this music is stream friendly. It's from Homework Radio, which I believe is the developer's own music. I don't know what to call it, like music development team or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's all non-copyright music, and they have 2 different playlists right now. And also what you can do is you can go to a web music browser and it opens up YouTube for you, and you can just search whatever song you want and play it, or you can sign in as well and play a playlist of your own. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna have 2 more playlists in the full game, so that'll be fun. So yeah, that's the music part. And then this is the avatar customization section. And of course they're gonna have much more options in full game. But yeah, as you can see, you can change your skin color to like either fantasy skin tones or human skin tones, which are down here. Lots of options, and you can just pick from a color wheel as well if you want or need to. And yeah, so that's fun. And you can also change your body type to whatever you want, and you can change your weight as well, which is nice. And they also have a few different head shapes, like longer, shorter, different nose shapes, etc. And then for hair, there's a whole bunch of different colors. I really like both this one and this one, and I really like the ombre ones. They're very pretty. Yeah, lots of different hair colors, and again, you can pick from a color wheel. By the way, this is a non-sponsored stream. I just want to mention that. They did not sponsor me. I just really like this game and think it has a lot of potential, especially for its demo. And yeah, there's a lot of different hairstyles to choose from. Ooh, I really like this one with the pink. I think I might keep that, actually. But yeah, lots of different hairstyles. And I'm sure there's going to be more in the demo as well. Or not in the demo, in full game. Ooh, I like that one. I might keep that one, actually. That one's cute. Yeah, and you can add horns if you want. Several different types of horns. There's different eyebrows. Here, it's hard to see with... Yeah, there we go. All the different types of eyebrows. I like these ones. I haven't tried those before. Those are fun. What was I? I think that one. That one's cute. Or no, I actually had that one. Yeah, both are cute. But yeah, different types of eyes as well. Different eye styles. Like that. Lots of different eye colors, and again, you can change to whatever you want if you don't like any of the other choices. Ooh, I love those. Those are really pretty. And there's several different mouth shapes as well. And for clothing, they give you several different styles of headphones, caps, beanies, stuff like that. Very cute. I look like a little elf. So cute. And yeah, there's lots of different clothes, and they have gay and trans clothes. Yeah, so they have those shirts, and then they also have, I don't know if this counts, but I thought it was really cute. What did I have on before? These? Yeah. And they also have trans socks. Trans socks. And what socks did I have on before? Those? I can't remember now. Gah. Yeah, I know I had this on before. What socks did I have? I forget. Well, I'll keep those on. But yeah, and then the most fun part of all, the spirits. There's several different spirits that you unlock. You start out with Lenny, who's the cat. Very cute. And then you can unlock these guys, these little guys, through different interactions with the game. So as you can see here, let me go to the room. So there's several different activities you can do in the room. You can sit by the bay window. There's a desk. There's the bed. And then there's this little chair by the fireplace. And you can change the mood or the time of day from morning to afternoon to evening to night. And I really like how the light literally shifts to transition. I think that's really cool. Let's go back to afternoon. And in each of these like places, or mainly the bay window and the fireplace, if you click on sounds, there's smooth rain, cozy fireplace, soft final noise, and birds singing. And as you can see, there's going to be more for the full game. So smooth rain, if you can see that, it shows up on the window back by the bay window. And the fireplace, it lights up. It's very cool. The vinyl noise. Oh, the vinyl record does spin. I didn't even notice that. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that there was an animation for that. That's nice. And bird singing doesn't really have an animation, but yeah, that one's nice too. And here, let's go by the bay window so we can see the rain a bit better. Oh, I didn't even see there was a rainbow. Wait, does that change between morning, evening? I see. Interesting. So there isn't one during the evening or at night, but there's one in the afternoon and in the morning. Oh, that's so cool. Does that change in intensity? Oh, so it goes away. Oh, so this is like peak rainbow right here. Oh, that's cool. I never noticed that. That's so cool. I love that. Oh, that's nice. I really like that little detail. That's cool. Did I forget to mention anything else? Oh yeah, I was gonna mention about how you get the other spirits. So, by playing these, I think it's by playing these sounds at a certain time of day, and or in a certain place, you can unlock different spirits. And it usually will give you hints in the description if you haven't found them yet. So yeah, like I said, you start off with Lenny, and then you can unlock these 4 in the demo. And there'll be a lot more, it looks like, in full game, so that'll be fun. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so that's where the kind of like game part of it comes in, is that you can unlock the different spirits, which is really cool. Let me see. Oh, most important part. You can pet the cat. You can pet all of them, actually. It's very cute. Yeah, there's Drizzlefin, Earlyburb, Despiny, Hedgelog. Very cute. And it gives you a description as well of like, oh, what the spirit is like and what their personality is. So that's very cool. But yeah. So, I think what I was planning on doing, actually, is, having a little, work/, body doubling, stream, if you've ever heard of those, on occasion. And, this will be whenever I feel like I need to get some work done, or I really want to get something done, but I also have to / want to stream. What I was thinking of doing with that is putting on this game, and we can do co-working stuff together. I thought that would be a fun thing. There's also like a to-do list and a timer as well, so that's how it kind of that's another thing that it works in, is the if you've heard of it, the Pomodoro technique, where you take I think the default is 15-minute sessions and 5-minute breaks. But yeah, so yeah, it works that in as well. And in full game, there's going to be a habit tracker and a journal as well, so that'll be fun. But yeah, so I thought that this would be a good game to use as like a co-working stream game. Because I've actually been wanting to do a co-working stream thing for a while. I just really didn't know how to like start that, or like what the assets were gonna be or anything like that. But with this game, I don't really have to do any assets. I just put it on, and we can co-work. And everything is already there, and so we don't need to like set up a whole bunch of stuff in like Stream Elements or like anything like that. So yeah, if you are interested in this game, here, let me give you guys the link so that you can wishlist it if you want. there it is. So yeah, that should be the Steam link, and then you can just put it on wishlist, and or you can download the demo for yourself if you want. But yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to show off this this demo. I think Steamfest. Oh, next, or wait, what is it called again? Is it Next Fest? Yeah, Steam Next Fest. That just ended, I believe, yesterday. So, and I believe this was one of the games that was promoted in Next Fest. So, you may have seen it already, you may have not, but I think it's a very cute game, and it deserves a lot of attention, because I can tell that a lot of work was and is going to be put into it. And it's I think it's a very useful game for people like me who struggle with preservation, but like self-motivation to get things done. And it's making it into like an entertaining way to motivate yourself. So yeah, I really like it. I think it's a great start to a hopefully wonderful game. Yeah, I have high hopes. I think this game is going to be very cute and very fun, and it's going to help a lot of people. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I did want to talk about. So yeah, this is pretty much just a intro stream to what I'm doing, what I have been doing, and the plans for the future of my streaming. I don't know, I think streaming is gonna be a lot more. I think what happened last time, back in like June, was that I just didn't really know where I was going with it and what I wanted to do, and I was kind of piggybacking off of my characters from Finding Balance, what used to be called Return of the Zodiac. And I don't know, that just didn't feel quite right to me. Something felt off, and I think I just needed a little bit of a like reset. But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be able to stream a lot easier, quote unquote. I don't know. I just have a lot of hope for streaming again, and more motivation to do so now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next stream, which is gonna be not tomorrow, because I don't have tomorrow off, so I can't fulfill the 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. time like I thought I was going to be able to. But we will be here on Sunday. And I don't really have any, like, proper plans, unfortunately, for Sunday yet. But I will see, if I can get something set up and let you guys know. I'm also thinking about, before I forget, I'm also thinking about making a notification only Discord. If you guys wanted to participate in that. I still need to work out some stuff for that, but it should be helpful for people who like maybe want the notifications in a different way than like on their email, which is how Twitch does it. And that way it'll be one singular alert instead of like having to tweet and having to like go on Tumblr and stuff like that to notify. I mean, I still will do that, but like if you want like the notifications like consolidated, I feel like that would be a good way to do that. But yeah. So let me actually turn the sounds off on Spirit City. But yeah, I think that's about all for a stream for today. But thank you guys for joining me for my first stream of the year. I think it's gonna be like I said, I think it's gonna be a fun time for this next bout of streaming. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go, but we'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and yeah, I will see you guys on Sunday, and I'll let you know what we're doing on either Twitter or Tumblr. The links are below in my bio. But yeah, I will see you guys on Sunday. Alright? Okay, take care everybody. Bye-bye.